Welcome to Đồng Nai Radio and Television Station. Here come to the news today. Yesterday, Đồng Nai Department of Health organized to receive a delegation of medical staff from Ministry of National Defense to support Đồng Nai in the prevention of COVID-19 pandemic. The delegation consisted of 105 combats who were experienced doctors and nurses from Military Region 1 Navy. The Department of Health will allocate this force for 3 localities, including Biên Hòa City, 45 people, the rest of Vĩnh Cửu and Nhân Trạch, each district 30 people. At the reception, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Nguyễn Hy Hoàng, thanked the provinces and the Ministry of National Defense for supporting the health force for the province. Leaders of the Provincial People's Committee suggested that localities pay attention to supporting the delegation during the working period, providing aid to Đồng Nai, especially arranging accommodation and protective equipment to rest assured to perform the tasks. Avoiding cross-infection. Up to now, Đồng Nai has supported nearly 1,000 medical officers and staffs for the pandemic prevention work. The Vietnam General Confederation of Labour says that since the fourth outbreak of the pandemic until now, the General Confederation has spent more than 2,000 billion VND to help workers partly reduce difficulties during the pandemic seasons. The General Confederation has issued many policies to support union members and workers infected with COVID-19 with 3 million VND. F1 is supported 1.5 million VND. F2 and workers in quarantined areas are 500,000 VND per person, and those who unfortunately died are supported 5 million VND per case. The Vietnam General Confederation of Labour also supports the medical force, including enhanced medical staff, private hospitals, armed forces, and frontline prevent pandemic are 1 million VND per person. Support for workers who are doing 3 on-spot at enterprises is 1 million VND per person. Up to now, the total expenditure of the 4 trade union levels in the part-time has been 2,000 billion VND, out of estimated expenditure of about 4,000 billion VND. Đồng Nai Trade Union alone has spent 84 billion VND to take care of union members and workers affected by COVID-19 pandemic. The Ministry of Labour, Work Environment and Social Affairs says that by monitoring and evaluating the implementation of the 26,000 billion packages in localities and synthesizing recommendations and proposals from the subjects, it was found that the implementation process in the policies is still quite slow. The implementation results in some policies are still not good enough. The Ministry of Labour, Environment and Social Affairs is developing a draft resolution amending and implementing the government's resolution number 68 on several policies to support employees and employers facing difficulties due to the COVID-19 pandemic. To implement the government direction in the direction of spending benefit series, simplifying dossiers, confirmation and approval procedures that the employers and employees can receive timely support. Late on August 30th, the Pentagon announced that the U.S. military has completed a plan to withdraw armed forces from Afghanistan and the 20 years war in this southwestern Asian country. Speaking at the Pentagon, General Kenneth McKenzie, commander of the U.S. Army Central Command, CENTCOM, emphasized that this plan ended 1 day earlier than the deadline set by the U.S. President Joe Biden on August 31st. General McKenzie also said that the last flight took off from Hamid Karzai International Airport 1 minute before midnight Kabul time under the extremely tight security conditions. Commander CENTCOM says, on the flight was General Chris Donahue, commander of the 82nd Airborne Division and the commander of our ground forces. Accompanying him was Ambassador Cross Wilson. General McKenzie confirmed that the Army had neutralized a series of aircraft and armored vehicles, as well as a high-tech defense system at Kabul Airport before leaving. Tropical storm Ida, the strongest in 170 years, brought oil and gas exploration and refinery operation to a halt in the Gulf of Mexico. An oil price this morning tended to decrease slightly by 0.04 USD per barrel to $69.17 USD per barrel. According to the resident of the Lippau oil consultant firm, and in Lippau, the capacity of the 6 refineries are currently closed is about 1.7 million per barrel and account for 9% of total U.S. production. Production has to be halted, reducing oil production by 59% and the gas production by 49%. The recorded drop was more than 1.6 million barrels. That's all on the news today. Thanks for watching us. Have a good time. Goodbye.